Hi, I'm Barbara Albert. I'm the co-CEO of 100% Renewables. And last night I was asked to share the stage with many wonderful speakers at the inaugural Energy Leaders Forum. Now, my vision for 2020 is that there are many opportunities and they all reflect back on the actual problem they were currently facing. In the past decade, our emissions globally have risen by 1.5% year on year continuously. And if we continue on that path, we will end up with a 4-degree temperature rise. Now, we've got the Paris Agreement and countries have signed up to the Paris Agreement, and if every one of those countries that have committed to Paris and are acting on their pledges, we will end up with a 3-degree temperature rise. But as a society, we should strive towards a 1.5-degree temperature rise. And the only way we can do this is by having large-scale, unprecedented, transformative change in our society. It changes practically everything that we do. And it requires a cooperation of governments, businesses and communities to work together to reduce emissions and on a global scale. Luckily, the energy sector is one of those low-hanging fruits where we can achieve massive change. So what I see within immediate reach is renewables. Of course, renewable energy, it has come down in price so much it's now cheaper than fossil-based fuel-based energy. So renewables are the way to go. Electric vehicles used to be part of some distant future, but now we see more and more organizations making electric vehicles part of their fleet plans. And then we've got initiatives like RE100, who now have 211 members, so 211 companies worldwide who've committed to 100% renewables, many of which have already achieved the target. So the latest company in Australia that has signed up is Macquarie Bank, and it just joins lots and lots of other banks, major Australian banks, who have also committed to 100% renewables. Talking about commitments, there's lots of commitment happening not only on a corporate level but also with local governments and communities. We've just monitored the ambitious commitments to 100% renewables or carbon neutral by councils and communities. There's about 40 in Australia that have committed to really ambitious goals. And then we have fantastic institutions like the Business Renewable Centre Australia, BLCA, who act like matchmaking between renewable energy buyers and renewable energy sellers, and therefore encouraging more renewable energy purchasing, which is just so important to change our supply to come from renewables. So it's encouraging growth of utility scale renewable energy developments in Australia. And then we have the SBTi, the Science Based Target Initiative, which helps organizations define Scope 1, Scope 2, but also Scope 3 reduction targets for their carbon emissions in line with science, and they're now only allowing pathways that follow a 1.5-degree pathway. New South Wales has released its new energy strategy, which is exciting. It's exciting to see because there's nothing much happening on a federal level. And this is in action is just driving me insane, but at least New South Wales has released an energy strategy. And talk about New South Wales and the federal government. NCOS, the National Carbon Offset Standard, Australia's National Carbon Offset Standard, has recently rebranded to Climate Active. And they're now going to make it simpler and easier for organizations to become carbon neutral under this standard. And they foresee an increased membership number, and we certainly see increased market interest for carbon neutrality as well. And finally, investors, sophisticated investors and superannuation funds are putting more pressure on companies to disclose their climate change risks. And this is not just in terms of mitigation, but also helping with adaptation efforts. So that, in a nutshell, is what I think the big opportunities are in 2020. And I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, subscribe to our YouTube channel to get more of these videos regularly. Thank you very much for listening and for watching. Thanks. Bye.